Well, it's my pleasure to have Barbra Higgins here at Tiffin University and on campus here today, and a big day tomorrow, Good Morning World, and we're very excited about it. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to talk about tomorrow at Good Morning World.
I'm really excited to be here, actually. Thank you very much for having me. You know, it's so important when you're talking about what you're going to do in life, and certainly for the students, and how you decide to live your life. Something that I learned early on is that everything matters. Everything counts. Everything you do is training either your muscles to do certain things. In my case, it was fencing, so I was learning how to do a para repost, and I practiced it enough that I could close my eyes and it'd be exactly the same spot. It's muscle memory. Your brain is the same way. So if you are constantly believing that everything you do matters, you actually look at what life puts before you in a different way. Every day, every minute. So all the way from you see a piece of paper on the floor, pick it up and throw it away. You know, that kind of thinking and that kind of mental process really prepares you for business, for what you're going to do in life.
And we want to talk about the Olympics, certainly with your background, but I also want to find out about your business right now. We were just chatting a few moments ago about what you're up to, and I think it's fascinating. Tell us.
Well, I'm president of Ven Mundi. That's Ven as in venue, and Mundi as in the Latin word of world, Mundi. And we are the world's venue. You can drop in to any, and this is our goal. We can't do it right now, but this is where we're going. That you can drop in into any pub in the world, and if there's a live show, you can watch this live show. And it's music right now, but you could do that with sports. You could do that with just about anything, really.
Sure. Well, eventually maybe we can get a remote camera and do Good Morning World. You could
Yes,
pop in
you can.
And from anywhere in the world.
That's right. Any one of our venues, you could do that. Absolutely. It'd be
We'll have
great.
to work on that.
Yeah.
Well, clearly, the fact that you were in the Olympics in 1984, tell us about what.
Oh,
what an amazing thing.
You know what? It was a great experience, and I have to tell you, opening ceremonies was just phenomenal.
And this was Los Angeles, right?
This was
84.
Los Angeles,
okay.
Yeah. Opening ceremonies, Peter Ugroth did a tremendous job with those Olympics, and that was coming off of a boycott from Moscow. And there was a question as to what was going to happen with the Olympic movement, because it was so expensive to put on these games. It really is. And he created this environment, and that's where sort of the commercialized Olympics came about. But for the athletes, it was great, because we got just about anything we wanted. You walk into the cafeteria, reminded me when I went to eat at the cafeteria here. I remember walking into the cafeteria, and M&M's was the sponsor. And there was this bowl that was bigger than this room, it felt like, that was full of M&Ms. And people would come, and they'd have these duffel bags, and they would scoop the M&Ms into the bag. It was just, and you'd walk down in the village, and there would be Adidas there with shoes, and you just, come here, we've got shoes for you. And you'd go, okay, you try on the shoes, and guys, they're yours.
That was 28 years ago,
yeah.
1984.
Oh, don't remind me. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling old.
So you were 3 when you
Yes, I was.
right.
I was really young.
But how many times, you still, just talking about it now, you could tell how passionate you are about it. How many times do you get asked?
Oh, yes.
So tell the story.
All the time. And there's so many stories. That's just one, but there were so many stories like that you got to meet. I sat down with my tray, and it seems like I spent a lot of time at the cafeteria. But I sat down next to this guy who had a stack of, like a loaf of bread, I swear, on his plate. I thought, why are you eating so much? He goes, and this is all, in his language, and I didn't speak his language, and he didn't speak English or Spanish, so we were having a hard time. But he goes, I need, and I said, oh, so is your weightlift? What's your sport? And thank goodness we wear these cards that tell you, your name, your sport, and your country, and everything. And I'm like, oh yeah, he was a weightlifter. Wow. So he needed, basically what he's telling me, he needed those carbs, those calories to do his thing.
Wow.
So, you talk, and I remember, and he and I met each other all the time, like on the bus.
Yeah.
We're like, you know, and it was like a small United Nations, you know, right there. You got to meet people from all over the world, and we were all getting along, and I mean, it was just great. It was just great.
Now, obviously, your first time in Tiffin. In closing, what are your thoughts of, you've been around today and walking around. What are your thoughts of our campus?
This reminds me of my university when I first went. Florida International University is where I went to school, undergraduate, and then I went to University of Miami Law School. But Florida International University was only a 2-year university, so it was small.
Yeah.
And it reminds me a lot of Tiffin. I mean, this is the kind of school that people can really thrive and just not get overlooked. You know, it's just the perfect size, I think. I love it. I really do.
Well, we appreciate you coming here to Tiffin, and we're looking forward to Good Morning World tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your time here.
Thank you very much for having me.
You bet. That's Barbra Higgins, Good Morning World speaker here at Tiffin University.
Come see us.